Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Hobbies coming at you with another Necromunda painting tutorial. So, you're having a bad day. You live in the hives in Necromunda, down in the sumps. It's not a great life. It's not a fortuitous life. It's horrid. But days can be better and days can be worse. On worse days, enforcers kick down your door and come after you. There's nothing worse living in Necromunda and having the enforcers after you. At least that would have been true up until this release, and now enforcers have giant automated robots that are going to kick down the door for them, and then you're going to have a really, really bad day. So that's what we're going to be painting in today's video, one of the beautiful new enforcer automated robots, and I'm going to show you guys how to get this onto your games of Necromunda in no time whatsoever. Before I get to the video, I just want a huge thank you to all of my active patrons. Without you guys, I would not be able to keep the lights on and the cameras rolling. If you're interested in getting involved in my Patreon, some of the benefits include a private Discord server where you can hang out with me on a daily basis and talk about your hobby. And you get an extra video every single week. So that's 52 extra videos a year for all Patreon and channel members. Okay guys, without further ado, let's paint a robot. I am a huge fan of how diverse Necromunda is becoming with all the different extra units that you can now get, all the crazy encounters that can happen when you turn a corner in the Underhive. It's just making the game so much more exciting, and with the introduction of robots, what more can I say? So the model started out my normal way, sprayed black and then sprayed grey Seer, because we will be working on it with some contrast after we get a little bit of the underbody work done using Leadbelcher. So what I'm trying to get here is all the mechanical parts that make up his arms and legs, and not the kind of over paneling or the armor panels that sit on top of that kind of exo frame or exoskeleton. You get two of these miniatures in the box set, but I'm of course only going to be painting one for this video, mainly because I haven't decided how to equip the second one yet, but I'm thinking the big door jam thing, knock down barricades, I think would be pretty funny. We're going to jump over to Imperial Fist Yellow contrast now. And we're going to apply this to all the parts on the armor that I want there to be yellow. Of course, if you have your enforcers painted slightly differently, if you've chosen a different accent color, for instance, this is where you would swap out my yellow with whatever the accent color you have chosen for your enforcers or arboids or whatever. Other than that, the rest of the painting would be exactly the same. Imperial Fist Yellow is an unbelievable color, and if you do not own a pot, do yourself a favor and get a pot. It is incredible for getting such a beautiful base coat of yellow down with such little effort. I don't think there's any way of getting such a clean, neat coat of yellow on anything outside of an airbrush. Okay, with the yellow in the places that I decided to put yellow, and by decided I mean where they were on the box, I am now going to jump over to Black Templar and paint in the rest of the armor panels, being careful not to hit the yellow. If you do hit the yellow, it's not the biggest deal in the world, because we will be doing some layering up on the yellow to brighten it up. But of course, the spots that you're going to hit with black are going to need an extra coat as opposed to the bits that you managed to not hit. So taking a little bit more time and being a little bit more careful at this stage will help you out further along in the painting video. You can see being super careful around that middle disc bit, working the black up over the shoulders and other bits and pieces. It's tricky trying to figure out his back section, what bit is supposed to be metallic and which bit is supposed to be armor and which bit is supposed to be yellow. I did end up, once again, as I usually do, going to the Games Workshop website and getting the 360 of the model just to work out all the different parts, because it can be a little bit confusing. But these are all the base coats on the miniature. These are the three primary colors. So what I'm going to do is get those on, throw a Nuln Oil shade all over them, just to get everything in the right spot for where I want to layer. While the shade is drying, I'm going to go ahead and do my usual Necromunda basing scheme. I only have two Necromunda base schemes, one for Ash Waste and one for the interior of the hive. They're all exactly the same, so all the models match on the same basis. And after that, it's now time to layer up. So I'm going to jump straight back to Leadbelcher for the first one and just add a very quick highlight to the under mechanism parts of the armor. So once again, those armor panels. As you see, I'm quickly just going on the kind of highlight parts, the highest parts of the model, and not really worrying too much about the recesses. This is very much a part of the model that people are not going to be paying attention to or looking at. It's going to be that yellow and the black armor and the glowing effect in the eyes and on his sonic cannon that are going to make all the difference. Although take your time and get a nice coat of silver, don't go crazy. After that, we are now going to go to Yriel Yellow. Now, unlike the contrast, you are going to spend a little bit of time making the Yriel Yellow work. So you're going to need to run 2 thin coats of paint all over the yellow parts that you're trying to layer up. One coat just simply doesn't have the opacity and the coverage to get the job done. When I was finished with the 2 coats of Yriel Yellow, I thought the yellow looked a little bit flat and I wanted to add just a little bit more warmth into it. So I'm going to come back and do something to that later on, just add a little touch more warmth to it. But as you see, being careful not to hit any of the black parts, especially with those stripes up and over the shoulder pad, will be a nightmare if I get wrong. This was the point where I realized that the yellow was just a little bit too bright. It wasn't really blending in with the rest of the model the way I wanted it to. Corvus Black was the color of choice to layer up all of the armor panels. If you're a watcher of the channel in the long run, you've watched a load of videos, you'll know and hear me talk about Corvus Black, how it's my black of choice for layering up black, because with the black with a touch of gray in it, really makes it stand out and works perfectly. Tidying up the feet where I hit with the basing scheme and stuff like that. And this is where I'm going to come in with Ironjawz Yellow, which is another contrast yellow, but like I said, it's got a touch more warmth to it. And I'm going to quickly give all of the yellow armor a coat again. And that's it. That's how I'm going to leave the yellow armor, apart for some weathering that I'm going to do in a moment. And as you can see, this really does make a difference to the, I think, the feel of the yellow armor here. And basically we went around and found every single yellow part. I added a couple of quick transfers. These are actually transfers from the Arbite set because I couldn't find any from the Enforcer kit. I don't know whether I didn't get them in the box or whether I lost them, or I don't know, I couldn't find them. But I'm going to put my Arbites and my Enforcers kind of together as one force, so I think it's okay if I use some of the same transfers on them to make them match a little bit better. After that, I used my traditional sponge technique for adding a little bit of chip damage and weathering damage. So the first color I decided to go with is the Corvus Black again, just hitting the yellow sections. This is to give the illusion that the entire body of the miniature was black, and then the yellow was something that was painted on top of it. So when it gets chipped, the black is going to show through those areas. After that, we're then going to load up the sponge with a little bit of silver, and this is where we're going to stipple on all over the armor panel, so both black and yellow parts, to give the idea that this thing has been peppered by small arms before. It's been turning corner, it's been scraped against pipes or assaulted by crazy Goliaths. It's been through the ringer, is what you can imagine most Enforcer Arbite machinery has been. After that, you're just going to get a nice bright white and paint in all of the lenses, and I went for all of the energy coils and energy ports for the sonic cannon as well, and I painted those in with that bright white. This is just going to make it really easy for me to throw a contrast color of my choice over the top of it. That's just to decide what kind of color lens I want them to be. Do you want them to be green or purple or pink or whatever the hell you want to be? I went for the traditional blue. I do love Talassar Blue as a lens color, and I love it as an energy color as well. So the concussion cannon that he has, imagine being fired upon by a concussion cannon, a gun that literally knocks you back and is designed to mess your day up but not kill you. So they're going to tear you away and do terrible things to you in the cells beneath the Arbite precinct. So once the white has fully dried, you just go ahead with the Talassar Blue and apply a coat all over all the lenses, and then, like I said, over all the coils of the sonic cannon and up the ports up the side of it as well. Everywhere that you did the white coat is what you're going to do. This is a very quick and easy step. It adds a really nice touch of color, and it's super quick and effective way of doing it. And with that, we have our finished Enforcer robot. Super cool miniature. I'm going to show you a few high definition pictures now to let you know what it would actually look like on the tabletop. Stick around to the end, very end of the video. As you can see, I'm quite pleased with the result. I can't wait to see it stomping around my Underhive table sometime in the not too distant future. Now I just have to get the other one painted. Okay, and there we have it. One awesome Enforcer robot painted up and ready for the tabletop. I just want to once again reiterate the fact that this was sent to me by Games Workshop, so thank you very much to them for sending it out for review and allowing me to make a video with it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like. Ask me any questions you have in the comments below, and I will get back to each and every one of you guys. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please take 2 seconds of your day and hit that subscribe button. It really does make all the difference. Thank you guys so much for sticking around at the end. I'll see you in the next video.